Pedro Ferrandis. To his family, to him, our condolences, and may you rest forever in peace. Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Buenas tardes, bienvenidos. The tip is underway, and it will be Australia who get the first possession out here. Well, Den now on the ball here. Looking to make an early penetration, goes in the little jump hook, doesn't get it. Again, Den just showing that aggression, Teresa, early on there, attacking the basket against the very aggressive Spanish defense.
Yeah, it's really important to step stronger into the game, and Joshua Den, as a point guard, knows it. Point guard is always the right hand of the coach, and you have to know every aspect of the game from up and down.
Well, there's a long pass, of course, doesn't connect with it, and Zukoski comes up with it. Australia looking to push this one. Well, Den getting caught in a double team here. But patiently now, here comes another pick and roll. Den putting a lot of pressure here on the Spanish defenders. And there's the kick out. Down the middle. Zukoski a little strong off the backboard, doesn't get it.
I think it would be good job for Almanza to push Zukoski as far as possible away from the ring to make it more difficult for him to play.
The foul has been called, traveling violation, so early turnover there for Spain. Well, Lucas Mari there, you can see trying to make the penetration, but again, great defense by Joshua Den. Well, the atmosphere in this arena is going to be phenomenal for this game, but well, Den pulling over. They're struggling to keep the ball alive. And the ball is all over the floor right now. Both sets of players just dive, but Spain come up with it. The spins around now, beautiful play. Goes all the way to the basket, doesn't get it. Rocco Zukoski comes up with a rebound. Well, again, tries to go in the lane. Nobody following up for an offensive rebound in Spain. Capitalize here in transition. They get the ball ahead. They try to three-point. Three is up. Good. Got it. Well, Spain break the first icer. A three-pointer transition. The transition play there from Spain again, punishing Australia. As Australia failing to get back in transition there. We're coming off one screen now. Oh, Rocco Zukoski, and he throws it down. Well, Rocco, again, coming in with a bit of aggression there. Just finds a slight opening, and again, he just throws it down with two hands.
Yeah, and you know, that was a bounce pass to your biggest player. He's 2'17", and you bounced the ball him, but he was still able to bend, grab it, and dunk it.
Well, try a shot off the backboard, can't get it. Now, Madsen with a follow-up and a little bit of a dream hook there over Rocco Zukoski. I think we're going to have a battle of the bigs in this game here, Teresa.
That's what I said. I'm so excited to see that matchup because both bigs averaging double-double in this tournament. And they definitely going to be key players for both teams.
Well, Rocco now looking for handoff here. Finding Joshua Den. Den now takes it in, pulls up in the mid-range, doesn't get it. The foul is going to be called on the ground. And can you just see what a tough handle Rocco Zukoski is? I mean, this guy is tough as nails.
Yeah, you know, if you have players like this, I think it's smart to play them before the action even happens, you know. So you battle for the position before the ball is even released, or as soon as it's released, obviously. So you can't play when the action happens. You have to anticipate and really play before.
Well, Den now going to get this pick and roll here. Going all the way to the basket. Doesn't get it to follow up. And Spain now come up with a loose ball. As Lucas Mari here in transition. And they go down low now to Almanza, one of their top scorers. Almanza gets caught a double team, bit of contact, doesn't get it. Zukoski with a rebound. Again, a beautiful little play there. Finds Rapp, and again, he just wraps that one around and lays it up off the backboard.
Yeah, great isolation of two players, just leaving them the space to combine that offense.
Well, goes to the basket, doesn't get it. Rapp with a rebound, and now Australia can push this one. Well, JD, as we would call him, turns it over. Lucas Mari comes up with the interception here for Spain. Spain now leading by 1 point. Roll with Almanza. Well, another turnover. Good hands there from Rocco Zukowski. And now Australia transition. And the foul has been committed. And again, you like that from the Australian bench. They had no overreaction there for what could have been a signal for an unsportsmanlike foul. They acknowledge that it's a hard foul. They acknowledge now they're going to have 2 free throws here, but you kind of love the way Colin Briggs just gets out in transition, just how strong he is going to the basket.
Yeah, and he has used that rim as a protection against that block, as we could see now from the replay. You know, if he would have laid it up normally, potentially he could have been blocked. So great recognition from Briggs to go and do that reverse layup where the rim gives him that protection.
Well, Colin Briggs, of course, standing at 194 centimeters, 6'4". I mean, he's averaged 8.8 points per game so far in this tournament for the Boomers. Coming from the center of excellence. Well, probably his biggest game was against Argentina, in which he had 13 points, a total of 3 rebounds. But again, making a very big impact as a role player here for the Boomers. Spain now just dealing with the full court pressure here from Australia. Now here just trying to break down Australia's defense here. Very disciplined. Up to 10 on the shot clock now here for Spain to put the ball back in the hands now. De La Rea. Well, there's a kick out. There's a three-pointer. Good! Got it!
The best offense against zone defense is to hit some threes. And we've seen Australia change defense to that zone 2-3 and the great reaction.
Well, Hernandez there making a big three-point, of course, the second one here of the game. Well, Briggs now coming off a big screen, a pick and pop there with Rapp. Well, Rapp steps out, takes it. Well, gets the shooter's touch there from the three-point line. And all of a sudden now, Rapp's just got that look about him right now that, you know, he's hungry for a victory. And Spain going to the dribble handoff now. It's called Guedes. Gonzalez now. Gonzalez pulls up in mid-range. Gonzalez sinks that one from 18 feet. And again, Australia just showing some vulnerability here of how to defend the pick and roll here from Spain.
Yeah, it's hard because they are such a good interpenetration, but they are also good shooters. So you have to make a decision and then based on it, whole team defense.
Well, Devers now kicks this one out to Briggs, and Briggs takes it. Briggs will nail it. And right now, we're having a bit of a cookout with these two teams, playing with a lot of confidence, hitting those open shots on the perimeter. Now De La Rea with the ball in his hands. Oh, we got a turnover now. De La Rea turns it over. And Briggs goes all the way. He's fouled, but again, the rejection is to no avail, but he will go back to the free throw line here. And Colin Briggs, as we mentioned, making a big impact so far here for Australia. Come out with those loose balls, but more importantly, just being very effective in transition.
It was a great defense from Rapp again, and it sends Briggs to run that break.
Well, both teams now making a change, of course. We're coming in for the Boomers. It's in the backcourt. Number 8 will come in. Kyle Savage.
Yeah, we see a high-intensity game defensively, and straight away both teams wanted to run the floor. So both coaches obviously using the substitutions quite early in this game to give most of the players they could use in this game early touches, but also they keep their physiques.
Well, again, you got to look at Australia. Usually a 65% team from the free throw line, but at the moment, Briggs now stepping up and hitting these free throw shots. And you got to give a lot of credit to the development of Australian basketball. It's almost like a sleeping giant over the years. It's just a matter of when. And under the basket, and goodness gracious, well, they left the big man wide open. Well, you cannot leave Adai Mara any time or space. He doesn't need to jump to throw it down. Well, Savage now, there's the penetration. Australia trying to be physical, no foul call there. Great defensive play there by Almanza. Now Spain looking to push this one with De La Rea. Goes out of bounds, and that will be a baseline ball now here to Spain.
Great defensive possession from Australia. Both players weren't tempted to put hands down to commit a foul. They just kept them up straight, so De La Rea has nowhere really to shoot the ball to.
Well, one thing, of course, you talk about some of the greatest basketball academies here in Spain. Of course, the ACB having some big teams, but some other academies, of course, the likes of the Estudiantes in La República de Argentina and Central Madrid, developing some of the key players, and that's what Spanish basketball is all about. Well, Teresa, now what do you think of this 2-3 zone here? Oh! Throw it. Ay, Dios mío! Well, I got to say to that one, the give-and-go play there with the throwdown by Lucas Hernandez. That is, I want to see a replay of that one.
That was an excellent pass as well from Mara. Normally it's the other way, but this time the big pass, the point guard.
Australia now trying to break this one down here. Tie game now, the kick out. They got a shot in the corner. The shot is up. The shot is good. Well, that's his third three-pointer so far. Now, Australia, so far here in this tournament, have averaged 6 3-pointers per game, but at the moment they have 3 here. And again, I want to see a replay of Adai Mara's give and go there with Lucas Hernandez, because, I mean, it's almost like you could say Adai Mara is the Spanish mailman, if you like, just delivers there with a sweet little dime.
Yeah, and 2 meters, 20 centimeters, Mara, just having an assist pass and go. Amazing.
Well, Matza now one of the key contributors for the Spanish national team. Only one screen now. Martinez tries to go away. It's going to be a good matchup here to watch Sakasi go up against Mara, because both very physical players and both, you know, future prospects. For the follow-up, can't get it, and now Spaker pushes one. It finds Gonzalez, transition. Gonzalez takes a three-pointer in and out, doesn't get it. The foul has been called on the ground. It's going to be called on Australia, so it's going to be a baseline ball here. Back to Spain. That's now the second team foul called against the Boomers.
It was a great transition offense from Spain. Again, reading the floor, obviously. They didn't rush it. They found the open player. That was that 3 missed, and battle under the rim from Almanza.
Now, what do you make of this defense here from the Boomers?
You know what? You have to play the space. If you play out of bounds against the zone, you have to play the players and space, and that's what they exactly did. If you're not going to guard me, I'm just going to find an open spot and shoot it.
Australia now holding on to a 1-point lead as Dent going pick and roll here with Zakarsky. And Dent looks for options, kicks out the wrap with the pump fake. Pulls up in the mid-range, doesn't get it. And the Boomers secure another offensive rebound, and maybe something that they could have the edge over Spain here in this game. Well, Dent now looking for another options. They try another Hail Mary through. The 3 is up again. It's no good. Wrap comes up and it gets rejected. Well, Mara said, no in mi casa. And now they can push this one in transition. I think they're going to call an offensive foul in that transition play, I believe. Or maybe stepped out of bounds. I'm not sure.
I think he stepped out of Gonzalez's heel was out of bounds, and we've seen this exactly the same situation in previous games as well. The players must be aware of the spacing where they're standing, because he was wide open for that shot, but just that little step over the line brought a possession for Australia.
Australia now holding on to a 1-point lead now. Spain showing some discipline in their defense and just trying to come up with some steals. And right there you talk about it. And Mara now finding Gonzalez here in transition. Gonzalez down the middle. Gonzalez goes all the way. Gonzalez, well, they call it charge, but Teresa, I gotta tell you, Hugo Gonzalez, how high did this young man elevate?
Yeah, that was very high, almost like you could screw the bulbs in the lights, you know. But to be honest, credit to Rapp. Look at that. He's been there ages ago, standing wide still, out of the charging circle, and Gonzalez still went. In that case, you have to play it. You know, Rapp was there already, so go around him and lay it up, reverse layup.
Well, Hugo Gonzalez, of course, 14 points in the round of 16 against Canada. Again, if he gets any close to the basket, Zakarsky now fakes it. Going to go to work. It falls over, and it's a turnover. Again, that's just great defense there by Spain. They're collapsing on the big fella. Again, forcing him into a tough shot, but Mara is just so strong, of course.
Yeah, Mara 220, Zakarsky 217. So great matchup for these two big players, both teams.
Well, smart play here now. Marie just draws the foul there. Well, Spain with no more fouls here. Australia now picking up their 13th foul. So 42.8 seconds to go here. Australia leading by 1 point.
It was great minutes for Austin Rapp. 5 points in 7 minutes, grabbed 2 rebounds as well.
Well, Spain now again. So they could go 2 for 1 in this possession here if they get a good shot. Throw it away to careless turnover. Now Briggs here in transition. He has options. We have exactly time has now. Dent just going down the middle here. Dent spinning around, going up with a fang roll. Can't get it. Goes out of bounds, and that will be Australia ball. So now we have 4.5 seconds difference between the game clock and the shot clock. So Australia leading by 1. They're going to want to get a good look here. But Spain, if they can get a steal, plenty of time to get the ball up the court. Well, they get the ball into bounds now to Rocco. Goes down the middle now. Bumps, has to take a fadeaway, and again, tough shot there. Well, Spain now with a few seconds. Well, Conrad Martinez has to pull up here. Great defense by Briggs. And the shot will not count, but for international basketball, it's a busy summer here. For international basketball, we've got the FIBA Women's World Cup coming up, of course, the Eurobasket, the America Cup, and the Asia Cup. So a lot of basketball. Remember, it's all going to be shown on courtside 1891. Well, a foul has been called against Colin Briggs there. Probably just a little bit too much there in the face of De La Rea.
And we know De La Rea is one of the best point guards at this tournament, so I'm not sure if you want to really try to get as close to him, because he's just going to obviously draw the fouls.
Well, Spain now just trying to build up some momentum here. And a traveling violation.
That was way too many steps. I was actually looking at officials, because we've seen at this tournament they let players sometimes to travel a little bit when they started dribbling, but this one was way too many steps.
Well, another turnover. Goodness gracious. I mean, it's almost like a remix. Turn it back over again.
Yeah. It was like, okay, we give it to you back, but that was a huge misunderstanding between Briggs and Sulipa.
Again, the turnovers, both teams. You can see just a few mental blunders at the moment. Spain now patiently building up. De La Rea now making the penetration in the lane. Well, I'm not sure right now if these players know that vacation hasn't started, because too many travel plans out there at the moment. Everybody just making too many mental blunders. But again, you got to credit Australia. I mean, when you got big man Rocco Zikoski there, it does make players like De La Rea think twice about what they're doing on the court.
Absolutely, because you don't have much chances under the rim when you have these big players standing in there.
Well, Briggs now top of the key. He's going to go pick and roll here with Zikoski. Foul has been committed. I think, oh, it's a turnover, sorry. So again, these two teams coming out very sloppy basketball here. Australia, well, excuse me, Spain have 10 turnovers as it speaks, and in Australia with 5. It's probably too many turnovers for these two teams and the caliber and the quality they have in their team.
Yeah, indeed. Australia has scored 6 points out of turnovers so far in this game, and Spain 0. So that tells you how effective it is if you play aggressive defense.
Well, De La Rea there trying to pull up for the jump shot, doesn't get it. Zikoski with a rebound. Australia just leading by 3 points here. A minute played in the second quarter. Both teams, as we mentioned, coming out with a bit of anxiety. Dent now kicking this one out. A good ball movement there. They had the shot in the corner, didn't go for it. Few on the shot clock now. It goes in with a sky hook. Well, bit of magic on that one.
Yeah, you just said if you have a shot, go for it. But if you forfeit and you can have that little hook shot, go for it as well.
Well, De La Rea now been put under heavy pressure here by Colin Briggs. Spain now trailing by 5 points. Coming off the big screen now here with Marat. Hesitation, De La Rea going in, doesn't get it. Australia come up with a loose ball and they'll push this one. Briggs in transition, he is fouled. Again, doesn't get the and one. Again, I've noticed this twice now. Second time in transition, Colin Briggs is on the left side, but gone to his right hand. Do you think that's a lack of confidence with his left hand to finish there?
No, I think he's just using that rim to protect against being blocked. But this time, I think in this case, as we can see, yeah, there was if I'm right, there was Longarita waiting or trying to block their shot. So he's actually playing very smartly because he's using that rim, going to the reverse layup to prevent that block. So really good play from Briggs. You know, we mentioned as well about the good shooting so far in this game because both teams are playing really disciplined. They're preparing their positions, and we see that Australia is shooting 3 out of 4 from the perimeter, and Spain is shooting 2 out of 3. So there's not many shots taken, considering how high percentage both teams are shooting from the perimeter. So it'll be nice to see if they're going to use that as well, because it could help them to create a little bit of space under the ring.
Well, Briggs there misses both free throws, of course. Again, it's the first 2 missed free throws of the game now here for Australia. I mean, he has 7 points so far here in the game. He tries to curl off one screen and trying to throw this one down into Almansa, but heavily guarded. Now Joshua Dent. Now Almansa's got a mismatch on it. Well, that takes a 3-pointer. And the big fella, well, did he call El Banco? I don't think so, but Mara nails it. Mara now getting very physical here in the low block. Australia now looking for options here in the offense. Great defense here by Spain. 6 on the shot clock now. Under the basket now. Goes in a little jump hook, doesn't get it. Well, Dent goes in the lane. Dent puts up a little teardrop. He can't get it. Well, Spain come up with it. Now they're trying to push this one. Down the middle, and he gets one. Well, he's going to go to the free throw line here for a 3-point play. Lucas Hernandez Langarita.
Great transition roughing again. Before the defense is set, they are attacking that open space. But you know what? Again, it comes to that great block of Mara under the rim, and I think coach of Australia, Schiller, will have to consider put Zikarski back soon, I think, because now the height advantage really plays in the favor of the Spanish team.
Well, Langarita now, their top scorer, he goes to the bench to take a breather. Now he plays for one of the most respected academies here in Spanish basketball at Catademont, Zaragoza. Another team that performs in the FIBA Basketball Champions League. They're coming back next season. Well, Dead now looking for a handoff here with Colin Briggs. Makes a little gap here. Spain now leading by 1 point. Run to 10 on the shot clock. Goes down the lane now. Puts up a little floater, doesn't get it. And another turnover in Australia. You can see here. Again, you got to credit the way Almansa and Mara just being very physical for Spain here in the low block. Well, De La Rea again on the court here in the backcourt. Boy, throw this one down now to Adai Mara. Looking for the dish off, and this is what they want to see, the one-on-one matchup here with Zikarski. And Mara just going to work there with a reverse layup, and again, exactly what the fans want to see. The 2 big players just going at each other in the low post. Well, Dead now the pick and pop there with Rapp, and again, looking for another handoff. It's Australia, 10 seconds to go, just under. So the foul has been called. I think they're going to call that on Almansa. The whole crowd, of course, giving their feelings to what they think about that call.
Yeah, well, I think I was just looking at that butter in there, and I think the officials just seen the end of it, but there was quite like tough butter from Zikarski for the position as well, and now officials talking to them that they have to relax a little bit as well.
Well, Mara's just been given another warning by the official because things getting very physical between him and Rocco Zikarski. Dead now goes through, goes in with a beautiful little wraparound finger roll, and he kisses that one off the backboard. But Teresa, I'm just impressed he avoided the block there from Mara. That's
kind of like an individual miracle to go under Mara's hands and finish it this way.
A little give and go play there. De La Rea tries a little floater, doesn't get it. Zikarski with a rebound. That's a good play there between Mara and De La Rea. The curl on the screen, but again, he's got to try and knock that one down. Savage now thought about taking a 3-pointer to Rapp. Well, Den makes a penetration now, trying to break the defense. Look for options. Puts up another circle shot. Can't get it. Spain now secure the ball. They lead this one by 1 point. The foul on Joshua Dent has been called here in transition. That's now going to be the 13th foul here for Australia. Australia, of course, if you think about the foul trouble at the moment, Joshua Dent's going to go to the bench. He's just picked up a second personal foul. So coming into the game is Furphy for him, Jacob Furphy. Well, Delarue now coming off the screen here with a Daimara. Well, back to the big man, he's made one shot. Well, Daimara is coming out with a lot of confidence now, shooting the ball very well here for Spain.
Yeah, he's feeling it. No matter if you're behind the arc or you're on top of the key, he's feeling it. Mar is, at the moment, one of the best players of the Spanish team.
So Zukoski there with the backdoor play, but couldn't get anything of it for Furphy. But there's a cut, and again, 7th turnover now here for Australia. Great defense by Spain. Spain really forcing Australia into tough shots. So Zukoski's got to go to the bench, take a breather. And coming back into the games is James O'Donnell. So James O'Donnell's played 3 minutes and 21 seconds, and you know he has really struggled against Daimara.
Yeah, I think you can see really that mismatch Mara has on him, and you know, I don't know what's wrong with Zukoski, but he seems to be a little bit out of breath. You know, Mara has spent on the court so far 10 minutes.
Well, crosses over now, kicks this one out to the corner. Good ball movement here from Spain. Another pump fake in the lane. Finds Moran, they turn it over. Now Australia here with a chance to push a transition. It goes all the way. I think he tried to dunk it, but possibly just lost control. The Savage there. Much needed 2 points in transition for Australia. There's Delarue now, just under 4.5 to go here in the second quarter. Spain leading this one by 1 point. Remember, the winner of this game will play against France in the semifinal tomorrow. Again, just jumps right into O'Donnell, and another chance here now for Australia to push this one. Australia transition, bombs, and he gets the and one. Well, he is going to go to the free throw line here for the three-point play. Well, Christian Ferranato. Again, Conrad went for the penetration, jumped into O'Donnell. Again, Ferranato looked for options, decided to go himself, makes the contact. And Lucas Marie gets called for the foul. Well, listen to the standing ovation these fans give to Daimara, because they know he is going to be key for the future of Spanish basketball.
Yeah, so far in this game, 9 points in 10 minutes, 2 rebounds, but more defensively, his presence under the rim has caused some troubles to Australian offense.
As we mentioned, Daimara coming from the Cafedemo Zaragoza. Well, Manson now transition. And now Manson gets the and one. And he's going to go to the free throw line here for the three-point play. And again, the Spanish transition punishing Australia. Well, it goes down the middle, just too slow there. I mean, Rapp probably just needed to stay still to take the charge, and hence why the blocking foul was called.
Yeah, or just throw the body on the floor when there is that contact, because it seemed like Donovan was in the position, but because he moved out of it, I think that's what obviously made the officials to call that foul. Amanza Perez, I already mentioned, he averaging double-double before this game, 13.3 points and 11.3 rebounds, almost 2 assists, and we haven't really heard as much in this game from him, but that was a great attack, 6 points, 6 rebounds so far, so I think we're gonna see another double-double from this player.
Well, he makes a three-point play now, giving Spain a 2-point lead here against Australia. Renato now making the pass in the lane. He just loses control of the basketball, tries to go up with it, and he's able to lay that one up over Almanzar. So we got a tie game now here. It's kind of piece with just over 3.5 to go here in the second quarter. Almanzar just put a little bit too much on it, and now Sweeney with a chance here to retake the lead. Ferranato now giving the ball up here. Again, you got to love the patient build-up here from the Australians. Makes a bit of contact, steps through it. I think the home crowd wanted a traveling violation. The timeout has been called.
Because the rotation he has, the intensity is still keeping up quite high, and there's not much mistakes now. And I just want to see a little bit more transition offense from Spain, a little bit more running the floor than they do, because they're so athletic as well.
Well, Almanzar now with the ball in his hands. Spain trailing by 2 points, hitting the 3-minute mark here. Well, no foul called Australia throwing the loose ball. They got numbers here in transition. And Ferranazzo kicks this one out here to Savage. Tries to back down the low block now. Goes up with it. Doesn't get it. Great defense there by Almanzar. He's got to get the ball over the court. Not careful. It's 8-second violation. And again, a very uncharacteristic error there by the Spanish national team. I mean, Alvaro Folgueres. Again, what was he thinking? They're just too casual with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, I don't know if he realized that he's on the defensive end, because they obviously have 8 seconds to cross that line. And, you know, credit to Australian defense, because they really put the hearts into this possession defensively.
Australia now trying to back this one down. And Almanzar says no in mi casa. And now Spain can break this one. Goes all the way. And another block shot. Well, check all your social media accounts, because right now, Australia and Spain are just blocking everybody.
Wow, what a great basketball we're witnessing between these two big nations of basketball, isn't it?
Well, he just said no in tu casa. That is just a beautiful block.
It's great coming back as well, because, you know, good recovery.
We're in the lane now. Contact, gets the and one. He'll go to the free throw line. Just look at that Australian bench and the fans behind them. And the fans behind them, of course, from Spain.
Joe O'Donnell on 4 points so far, but you know what? I think his minutes on the court really gives valuable rest to Sikorsky, because Donovan at a moment is really replacing him quite nicely. You know, he's effective defensively. He's at the right time, at the right spot. Offensively, he's a threat as well. So great minutes for O'Donovan.
Well, 2 minutes to go here now in the second quarter now. As Almanzar kicks this one out to De La Rey. De La Rey now makes a penetration. And they find the shot in the corner. The three is up, no good. Another offensive rebound here for Spain. Pompe turns around. That's a beautiful move, but again, he can't finish it. Australia now just playing with a lot of heart and desire, coming up with the loose balls. Ferranazzo with the hesitation now. Looking to kick this one out, finding O'Donnell, but goes out of bounds. And with 9 seconds here on the shot clock, Australia is going to get the ball here on the baseline. Ferranazzo now. Finding Savage. Savage now making the penetration down the lane. Savage puts up a tough one. He will go to the free throw line here for 2 shots.
Yeah, Folgueras, pardon, is not happy with that call, but let's see it again. And to be honest, I'm not surprised he's not happy. It was, you know, it's such an aggressive game with loads of contacts, but, you know, I think Savage was a little bit falling off of the defender, but, you know, what matters is he's now having 2 free throws.
Well, Kyle Savage steps up and he makes the first free throw, of course, and again, you know, coming off the bench and playing some good moments here for Australia. 4 points at the moment as we speak.
Yeah, before the game, he has averaged 10 points per game and 3.3 rebounds, and now I can see why, because he's such a quick player for Australia from outside.
Well, De La Rey now bringing the ball up here, got it by Ferranazzo. And going to that pick and roll here with Almanzar. De La Rey now going all the way, finding Almanzar, he throws it down. Again, a beautiful textbook pick and roll there between De La Rey and Almanzar. Australia now just holding on to a 4-point lead. We're under a minute to go. And looking to break this one down again to kick it out. It's Ferranazzo now breaking the screen. Finds O'Donnell. Kicks out now. They get a 3-point. 3 is up. No good, but an offensive rebound by O'Donnell one more time. But Pump-Fakes goes up with it. Well, this guy can play with a lot of physicality and confidence. Now we have 8 seconds difference. De La Rey with a crossover. Finds Almanzar. Well, goes up with great defense there. And now Australia can push this one. Kicks out again. Good ball movement. Ferranazzo. Penetration, but again, 2 seconds difference. They'll probably want to dribble this one down here before the last shot to not allow Spain to have another attempt. Is Ferranato 5 on the shot clock now. He's got to get something going. Well, gets rejected. Great defense. Again, you got to credit Spanish defense there to put pressure on the inbounder. You think they put him near the basket, of course, but maybe just to put pressure on the inbound. So 1.8 seconds left here. Spain now, they throw this one inbound. Well, Comrade forces it up and almost gets it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the first half, it's Australia 37, Spain 31 here in the quarterfinals. The final quarterfinal. The winner of this game will play France tomorrow in the semifinals of the FIBA Under-17 Men's Basketball World Cup. Oh, we'll take
because it's going to open up the space and makes makes it easier for you to attack that middle of the space where you can create, you can shoot and do all sort of things. But if you're not really looking, we've seen a couple of players doubted their shots from the 3 points, so I would love to see in the second half to take those shots a little bit more from both teams.
Well, it's been a collective effort here for the Australians, of course. Garland Briggs leading the way for them. 7 points, the 1 3-point field goal. But at the moment, they're going to start with Austin Rappy, who's going to inbound the ball with Joshua Dent in the backcourt. Well, Briggs and the big man, Rocco Zikarsky, is coming back. Now, Tristan Devers has played 8 minutes. Only 1 assist at the moment. Now, for Spain at the moment, well, Adan Murray, well, ladies and gentlemen, there you can see, make sure you download the official Courtside 1891 app to follow all the live international basketball this summer coming up. Well, after this, we have the FIBA Asia Cup. Then we have the America Cup, the Eurobasket, and then the FIBA Women's World Cup in Australia. It's going to be a great summer of basketball here. Australia, as we mentioned, now with a 6-point lead, just trying to get things going early here. Well, Briggs, the top scorer, being heavily defended now. Well, we go down low to Zikarsky. Zikarsky catches that awkward ankle. Rocco goes in and gets rejected. Oh, great defense there by the big man, Adai Mara. Oh, in the corner, left wide open, takes it. Muchos gracias, wide open. Where was the help side defense for the Australians?
It was a great transition offense from Spain. Again, loads of touches in there, loads of ball movements, being patient and just wait for that open shot. Great 3 from De La Rey.
Well, the Australians now again just dealing with this surge. But again, look at the defense now here from Spain.
Yeah, zone defense they display in here, and that forced Australia to take that shot.
Well, Gonzalez now with the ball in his hands. And wraps around now, goes in for the reverse layup, doesn't get it. Devers now tries to hug the sideline, but they're going to slow this one down and put the ball back in the hands of Joshua Dent.
We see Spain again back to man-to-man defense. So changing defensively like that, it could really play in your favor.
Well, Dent now with a strong cross and goes down the middle, missing it now. Spain looking to push this one. Gonzalez down the middle. Gonzalez wraps around, can't get it. We're diving on the floor now. The jump ball's been called. That's going to be possession.
And you gotta ask the question, where are all the Spanish players? I think Gonzalez has been quite isolated. He took the layup. He fought for his own rebound. Look at that replay. And there's a 1, 2, 3, 4 Australian players, and Hernandez fighting for that rebound.
Well, Spain now with the ball here with De La Rey. Puts the ball in the hands now with Gonzalez. And again, they're going to try and patiently build up with a pick and roll here. De La Rey with the one-legged fadeaway, doesn't hit the rim. Australia now holding on to a 3-point lead. Well, Dent goes down the middle. Bit of contact now. Finds Briggs, and he lays that one up. And again, it starts with the penetration of Joshua Dent finding Garland Briggs.
Yeah, this time he really didn't try to force the shot and open up his teammate. It was a great play from Dent.
Well, Gonzalez now with the ball in his hands. Well, turns it over. His wrap comes up with steal, and now Australia just patiently now building momentum up in this game. Well, Briggs now is going to go pick and roll here with Rocco Zikarsky. And Briggs thought about shooting it, kicks out to Dent. We're at the 10 of the shot clock now. Dent now, a bit of contact, goes in, doesn't get it. Mara now swipes it away, in Spain here in transition. Try to go all the way and goes out of bounds. No foul called there. But again, good hands once more by Carlin Briggs. Now, interesting, Savage is coming into the game for Briggs. Well, baseline ball now in Spain. Get the ball inbound. It's a long two-point shot. But Lucas Hernandez Lagarita nails it. Back down to a three-point ball game.
There's been miscommunication between Savage and Dent on that play, leaving the player wide open in the corner.
Australia now 3 for 7 and throws it up. Alley-oop time. Well, do you smell what the Rocco is cooking as Sikorsky throws it down with a bit of authority. Again, a beautiful play there in Spain again. Just wasting no time as they respond there. Still a three-point ball game now. Savage now with the penetration. Kicks this one out of the corner. And the three is up and it's no good. Got a deflection. Great defense by Almanzar. And alley-oop time. Buenas noches, Malaga! Wow! A los fanáticos, as they would say here in Spain, they just love the occasion. And all it takes is one big alley-oop from Almanzar. Just get things going.
Yeah, pardon, and I think Spain will improve this third quarter again. That transition offense, they play great defense, trying to make the first pass very quickly, changing defensively as we can see now again in a zone defense, and really putting Australia under the pressure right now to try to create something.
Australia now moving the ball effectively against his own. Dan goes in and he just crisscrosses. It goes with, I call that the Aussie hook, going out of bounds. You gotta love the way Joshua Dent plays, so composed. Adamara now back in the low block. And a traveling violation. Again, this is what we want to see here. Adamara and Rocco Sikorsky just going up against each other.
Yeah, it's a great matchup, isn't it? There's 2 meters, 20 centimeters against 2 meters, 17 centimeters. And they are only 17 years old, you know, under 17 World Cup.
Well, Joshua Dent now with the ball in his hands. Pulls up for the three-pointer. Nails it. Big-time three-pointer. We're putting Australia back up by 6 points here. Just under halfway to go in the third quarter. Yeah, beautiful play down the middle at Mara. Throws it. Missed a dunk there, but a foul has been called.
Wow, I'd love to see that replay because another excellent offensive possession for Spain. Just one touch each player, so quick. The Australian defense just turned their heads because they couldn't cope with that one. Look, one touch Almanzar, one touch Mara, straight into the dunk, being fouled.
Well, the foul is going to be called on Sikorsky, and again, that's not too much foul trouble for him to worry about. It's only his first personal foul.
You know what, I always wished, because I'm 174, I always wish to have the size like Mara, you know, 220. When you see the rim of the basket, he almost just shooting down, you know. He doesn't even have to lob the ball. It's so incredible, that size of these players.
Australia now, again, just holding on to a 5-point lead at the moment as we see just over halfway to go here in the third quarter.
Spain sitting in that zone defense again because it was working for them.
There's a kick out. Finding Savage in the corner, takes a three-pointer, doesn't get it. Well, Spain secure the rebound. Well, Mahade, you can see disappointed as he's saying he wants the bounce pass, but I thought that was a good lob. He's got to catch that.
Yeah, I agree with you because if you're in that size, in a fast break, getting the bounce pass, any small player would choose what Lagarita has chosen.
Well, Joshua Dent now, for me, has been a floor general here in the game for Australia. Just the leadership they've needed in the backcourt. That goes out of bounds, but well, security guard there just caught the basketball, but
I told you we need a crowd being in the game, and they have been.
Well, 8 seconds now here on the shot clock. 4:32 to go in the third quarter. Australia holding on to a 5-point lead here against Spain. They have the ball. Again, effectively just passing the ball very well there against the zone. Savage now misses last three-pointer. This time he gets it. Now it's an 8-point lead here to Australia. Biggest lead so far in the game. Well, Dent now following up with the rebound. At the moment, Spain again in need of some inspiration. Savage pump fakes, takes this one in the lane, splits the defense, goes in off the backboard, doesn't get it. And again, nobody from Spain boxing out. Of course, Spain, a lot of problems. Again, are they going to stay in the zone? Do they go to a man-to-man defense? But right now, they've got to sort it out on offense. They've got to put points on the board. But they go down low to the big man, Mara. Australia getting ready for the double teams. Under the basket, again, a nice little dish off there. Mara just passing that one off to Hugo Gonzalez. Savage now makes a penetration, and Rocco with the throwdown. Well, the big man, two big plays here so far in the second half. Delaware with the penetration now, kicking this one out. Find Almata. 2 seconds left on the shot clock now. Turns around, goes in, and an offensive foul called. And the home crowd, well, Teresa, they're infuriated with that decision.
I'd love to see a replay of that. Hopefully we're going to be able to see it, but you can hear the crowd is so unhappy with that call. Let's see again.
I think right there, of course, just a little...
Hands too far away from the body, let's say. So it was greatly spotted by the official.
Well, again, Rocco, you can see that just making a mental blunder, throwing it out of bounds to Joshua Dent. As now Rapp comes back into the game along with O'Donnell, so Zikarsky is going to take a breather now.
You can see full court defense from Australia to try to slow down the Spanish team.
Well, Delaware there drawing the foul, and the foul is going to be called on Australia's number 12, or Jacob Furphy there. Interesting, this is the first time you've seen a name called Furphy, of course. I mean, very good basketball player, but could be a very iconic player in the future.
Yes, indeed.
Well, Almanza now getting the ball inbound here for Spain. Again, just trying to get into that rhythm. We'll pick and roll now with Marat. Delaware doesn't use it. Again, great defense here by O'Donnell. He's played some very good minutes here so far defensively for Australia.
Yeah, as I say, he's giving really valuable resting time for Zikarsky because he's replacing him so well.
Well, Savage thought about taking the three-point, doesn't take it. Getting a handoff here with Dent. Dent with the penetration in the lane. Well, traveling violation, but again, you gotta credit the Spanish defense for collapsing, but what a dime there by Joshua Dent.
Yes, indeed, but if you're O'Donnell, you gotta take that shot. Because you have to use that momentum because Dent has created that open position for him. I know you had Mara come in, but you can use the other hand to protect that ball against being blocked.
Well, Conrad now checking back in the game here for Spain. Oh, we got a step back, beautiful play. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, Langarita, ¿Dónde estás, mi amigo? Where have you been? Back on the catch-up. And again, making a big play there. Well, Savage with a penetration, too much on it. Great help side there by Marat. Now Spain here, under a minute and a half. Trailing by 8 points, just trying to play with a bit more inspiration. So Langarita is wide open. We get the ball to him. Well, deja vu, same position, but not the same result. This Rat there comes up with the rebounds. Savage now in transition under the basket and lays that one up. And Australia effectively punishing Spain here on the fast break. Well, Conrad now with the ball in his hands, coming off a screen with Almanza. And again, Spain just trying to get to that structure here Well, this guy's a hell of a shooter. I think we're looking at the future of world basketball right now with a Marat. I mean, this guy can post up, he can defend. The fact that he can shoot the ball is terrifying.
Yes, it is, because you want to push the big players away from the rim. And, you know, if he can shoot, that's not really beneficial, is it?
Well, 27.1 seconds left here in the game, of course. Joshua Dent taking a breather. Ferronato comes back into the game now. Savage is at the free throw line here for Australia.
Savage played a great game as well now for Australia. He scored 9 points so far, took 3 rebounds, 3 assists. With this free throw, it's his 10th point. But you know what? I think his quickness causes some troubles to defense of Spain.
Well, provisional substitution now for Spain as Kai Savage, after hitting both free throws, leaves the game. So coming in for the Crocs now is Tristan Devers. Well, just under 13 minutes played for Tristan Devers. 1 assist and 1 rebound, but no points yet. Again, settling into that role play. The role player's role here for Australia. 3 seconds difference between the game clock and the shot clock, but another foul has been called. Well, it's nowhere near getting in the penalty, but what it does now, well, it doesn't turn the shot clock off because it's a fresh 14. So 1.5 seconds difference between game and shot clock. So if you're Spain, you want to try to dribble this one down here for the last shot. So Gonzalez now giving this ball up here to Conrad. Well, Conrad gets fouled, and clear as daylight. Devers looks at the officials, but you and I could identify that was an obvious foul.
I think anyone could actually on the screen identify that was a foul, but you know, great play from Conrad to pull up that jump shot.
Well, Colin Briggs has also come back into the game here, so with 6.1 seconds left, depending on how Conrad takes his 2 free throws, Australia with plenty of time to get the ball up the court.
Yeah, it's plenty of time. Obviously now these free throws gives as well the coach of Australia this time to communicate with his players, right? Schuller, that's the coach of Australia, and they have to come out with something to try to increase that margin and score.
Australia with Savage, Devers, and Colin Briggs on the court. Now they're going to give the ball inbound now here to Savage. Savage dealing with the pressure. Half-court shot. Almost got it. Well, it was for all international basketball all over the world. Well, Devers now coming off one screen, looking for options, finding Colin Briggs. Briggs now pump fakes, steps out. 6 on the shot clock now here for Dent. Dent going another way, great block, and now Spain having a transition. Oh my goodness gracious! Two-handed. Well, a warning has been given, but this crowd really, I mean, look at this. There's a stop on defense. What a block there. And he says, muchos gracias. Well, the whole crowd now really getting into this one now. So O'Donnell looking for a handoff. Spain now stepping up the defense. Down low to O'Donnell. And the whole crowd gets infuriated with the decision there. There was 2.4 seconds left on the shot clock, so fresh 14 now for Australia. It's going to be a baseline ball here too. Australia.
It's a quite tough call and a tough play from Spain because they've played great defensive possession, and those 2 seconds till the end of their offense, you just commit a foul.
For the first team foul now here in the 4th quarter. Well, wrap there. Went for the pick and pop. McDonald gets rejected. Well, Amanza said Este es mi casa. Well, big possession now. You feel like a big play here for Spain, and this arena is going to erupt. Conrad now bumps, kisses that one off the backboard. 4-point ball game. Well, Den takes that one in, hits everything. The foul's been called. And there you can see the Spanish coaches demanding that an unsportsmanlike foul call, but again, great officiating there by Julio Anaya. I think he's identified. Let's have a look at the replay here. Well, I don't know there. Teresa, I don't know. I mean, I watch a lot of international basketball, and that's a what if, that's a maybe call in my mind.
Yeah, I think, you know, one player tried to block that pass and the other player actually hold his hand, so it didn't happen. So it kind of ended up looking like intentional foul, but unsportsmanlike, pardon.
Well, it's a football, so it's going to be a fresh 14 here. So Rocco Zukowski's come back in the game here just to give Australia that bit of protection there behind the rim, and I don't think it'll be a matter of time until Dan Morad comes back in the game here for Spain. But again, this Spanish team right now on the court, playing with confidence, maybe keep them in.
Yeah, they're getting steals, they're getting quick rebounds, they're running the floor, and that's what we said before the game that they should be doing most of the game. They're so athletic, they have the hunger run the floor, and it works for them so far very well.
Well, Lenga reaching out, caught in, great defense by Colin Briggs. A few seconds now. Margarita fades away. Oh, again, nails it. All of a sudden now it's a 2-point ball game. Well, Den now with the ball in his hands. Well, Den goes in, but a sweet little finger on just silences this arena.
Look at that. What a great attempt again to run the floor.
Well, Gonzalez goes baseline now, kicks it out, big shot, nails it, huge three.
To stop that transition offense of Spain. If not, they're going to keep running and they're going to be effective.
Well, at some point, you know the storm is coming. The question now for Australia is how far and how well they can weather the storm. Can they deal with the pressure? They showed it a few times in the second half. Carter breaks now. The atmosphere in this arena is just becoming phenomenal at the moment. Well, Den now heavily guarded. Australia with a 1-point lead. Need a big possession here. I gotta say that, I think that's the right call there because Conrad Martinez is all over him.
I don't think there's a question of this goal. Look at that, body contact from Conrad on Savage.
We're going to put the ball back in the hands of Joshua Den. Den crosses over. Den takes a huge shot, way off the mark. With the follow-up, and they're saying 24-second violation, turnover, and the Australian coaches are infuriated. And I think the Australian coach is saying that that ball hit the rim. Let's have a look at the replay. I don't think it did. I think that's the right call there from our officials. Well, big play now for Spain. They can take the lead now. Well, Margarita, big three. Doesn't get his. Rocco Zukowski will rebound. Again, Spain making some very careless errors right now because now they picked up the 13th foul. They've only got one more foul to give, and Australia now look like they're about to make a double change. He's coming back into the game for them. Number 12, Jacob Murphy, and also coming back into the game, who's been a key influential player, is Roman Sulepa, of course, who's had a very good game so far here for Australia.
Yeah, he's a little bit downsized for the big player, but you know the aggressivity and the physicality he's playing with is definitely substituting the deficit in the high.
Sulepa goes all the way, and he's fouled in the home crowd. Again, infuriated. They thought that was a good block, but Teresa, I want your opinion on that play.
you know, we should not question officials, but I think it was pretty good defense in here. Considering...
Well, I think the foul is previous, right there, the push. What I kind of says, it looks like a clean block to me.
Yeah, I think Folgueiras played great defense on Sulipa in this action. And, you know, considering how much contact the officials let happen, yeah, it's a tough goal.
Well, Spain now with no more fouls to give. Well, Sulipa misses the second free throw. Well, Australia holding on to their 2-point lead now. Spain with the momentum, all the confidence. And the ball in the hands now. Langarita. And Langarita going to the basket. Well, didn't realize he had all that time and space. And again, another missed opportunity there for Spain to tie the game up. Well, they put the ball in the hands now. Joshua Dent guarded by Zikarsky. We'll see Lepa now, low block. Well, wedgie time. Ball just gets stuck there on the rim.
Yeah, I would have loved seeing those two players exchange, Zikarsky under the rim and Sulipa passing to him, not the other way, because I think Almanta's done a great job now on Zikarsky to push him away from the rim to where he's less dangerous.
Well, Spain now with another chance to tie the game up with a 2, but can also take the lead with a 3-pointer. Well, Conrad Martinez now coming off one screen in the lane, and he ties the game up at 60 apiece. Australia trailing this quarter 9-3. Well, another turnover. We just feel like now a basket here for Spain. This arena might erupt. Well, Fanny Gonzalez now kicking out to Conrad. 10 the shot clock now here for Martinez. Well, good ball movement. There's a 3-pointer. And that goes out of bounds there, and it's going to be Australia ball. So Australia again survive. Another attempt there for Spain to take the lead.
Yeah, I think that would have deserved reward of that 3-point made, because that offense, again, Spain has showed us. Everyone got touches. That's just fun to watch.
Well, Joshua Dent now, this home crowd really get into it. Spain don't want to commit any more fouls because we don't want to send Australia to the free throw line. We'll see Alepa backdoor play. That was a help side defense. Well, great defense there. It's Australia well behind the back here for Siulepa. Patiently now, Zikarsky. And a traveling violation. Well, the Australian bench, they're calling for a foul there, but
now it'll be interesting to see the replay, because from the angle where we are, it looked like Conrad has grabbed that. He just put the hand down on Zikarsky.
Well, from this angle, it looks better, of course. I think he got a ball in that one. I think that's very well timed. I think that's a good call.
That was a good call. That angle we've seen the second time was so much better.
Well, Australia again holding on to a 2-point lead now. Langarito with a crossover. But again, Spain failing to tie the deficit here. We'll see Alepa now. Looking for a handoff, finding Colin Briggs. Going to send the shot clock now here for Australia. Well, Dent going in all the way. And Dent, I mean, he is just simply deadly with that finger roll going to the basket. He has done so well there to avoid blocks, but I'm amazed he hasn't been fouled so much.
You must love dance, seriously. If you watch him basketball and you understand it, you must love his IQ.
Well, Australia have got numbers here in transition. Well, Conrad Martinez. Well, Martinez now going to the corner. Langarita, big three, big time shot. And Spain cut it back down to a 1-point ball game. Well, the ball all over the floor there. And Siulepa thought the foul should be called. That's going to be Australia ball, because when the previous play, when the ball got stuck in the rim, that becomes a jump ball scenario. So the possession arrow went in favor of Spain, of course. Cecilia Lepp, I mean, this kid's got a big heart, of course, diving on the floor.
This is a proper quarterfinals game, right? It's just, you don't know what's going to happen from 1 second to another. Both teams are fighting for the top 4 sport at this tournament of Under-17 World Cup.
Well, Lithuania, dominant victory over Poland. United States, dominant victory over Serbia. France, same thing over Slovenia. This one might go down to the very last shot. Well, we get the ball down now to Devers. Well, Den now, pick and roll here with Big Rocco. Den now crossing over, puts up a little floater. I mean, this guy is John Stockton in an Australian jersey. I mean, he is simply magic with the basketball in his hands. That is an unbelievable floater. Well, Martinez goes in. Almanzar responds down the other end. Again, Spain just go back to that pick and roll, which has caused Australia lots of problems here this evening. Again, Furphy throwing it away. Spain with a chance now to take the lead. Martinez goes in. Well, hesitation now. 11-10 the shot clock now. Goes all the way, and buenas noches, Malaga, una vez más. And it's that guy, Langarita. Well, Sikorsky now looking for a handoff here with Joshua Den. That's a smart play there by Devers, because now he's going to go to the free throw line and with a chance here to possibly give Australia back the lead.
Yeah, it's definitely playing in favor of Australia because they're not in a foul trouble as a team yet, so they could potentially race to stop the breaks of Spain if they're running the floor. But on the other hand, as you already mentioned, Spanish in foul troubles as a team, so easy two now for Devers. Is he gonna make it or is he not gonna make it? That's a question. But on the previous possession from Langarita, he's on fire. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists himself. But he played very smartly, Sikorsky, because he's way slower on his feet, and Langarita has attacked him very well, and it just ended up wide open layup.
Well, missed the first free throw now. Again, he's got to make this one to try and tie the game up. 1:41 to go here. Australia trailing by 1 point. Well, they missed them both now. And Spain wasted no opportunities here to get the ball up the court as Conrad Martinez slow this one down here. A minute and a half to go, fourth quarter.
Yeah, as I said, even these unnecessary foul doesn't cost Australia at the moment nothing, because except for gaining the team fouls, but they're not in a foul troubles yet, so they could afford to have these ones yet.
Well, big possession now here. It's Conrad Martinez. Under a minute and a half to go. Spain leading by 1 point. Great help side defense there. And again, look at the hustle there for Colin Briggs. Switching on the screen, not allowing Almanzar to get that pick and roll there off the roll. And just diving out of bounds to throw it off him.
Yeah, that was well set offense from Spain, but it was well read by Australia defense, because they knew that Almanzar should be the player who's going to get the ball by the end.
Australia have taken Rocco Sikorsky up again. They've got Rapp and O'Donnell back in, so going with a bit of a smaller lineup. Well, big moment now here for the Crocs, trailing by 1 point. We're under 10 of the shot clock now. Den's got to get something going. Crosses over, again gets rejected, shoots it off the side of the backboard. 1 minute to go now. Spain leading by 1 point. Conrad Martinez with the ball in his hands. Winner of this game will play France in the semifinal. Conrad Martinez doesn't get the and one. You just hear the woo in this arena. But this is going to be a big moment now, as he has 2 free throws
What these Spanish players do very well is to create a contact. You see, they're just not afraid of that contact. When they're dribbling the ball or they go to layup, first they do create a contact so they can create a separation from their defenders. And it's been working very well. As we've seen now in replay, Contran exactly done it, and he drawn the foul.
Australia now bringing back in Roman Sioleper in the game. Well, Conrad Martinez, if he makes his free throw, puts him up by 3 points. And again, he could become a cult hero here for the city of Malaga and for Spain as a country, for that matter. Well, Savage now coming back into the game here. 3-point lead for Spain. Now, if you're Australia, you don't necessarily need to go right away for a 3-point. I mean, plenty of time in the game here. Well, Dent now bring the ball up here. Well, Hap goes for it, takes it, doesn't get it. But a jump ball's been called. And it's going to be Australia ball. The Australian coaching staff felt there was a foul there.
Australia still have a foul to go as a team to stop Spanish offense and break it and try to keep the pressure up, to try to force Spain to some mistakes. We know they've been dealing with the turnovers in this game. I know.
Well, Australia now have 2 fouls to give. They've got a foul and send Spain. And I think right now, if you're in the full court, maybe try and force Spain into a turnover and then commit the foul after getting over the half court.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they can now risk to go and try to steal the ball a little bit, you know, because first of all, it's going to give them a chance to get the possession quickly and maybe decrease that margin. Second, they have the foul to give. And third, they could break that confidence of the Spanish offense when they run in it.
Well, here comes a double team now. And the foul has been committed by Carla Briggs.
Yeah, so we could see they intended to steal the ball, no matter if there will be a foul or not. But what they had to be careful not to do the unsportsmanlike foul. So now, lucky for them, it a little bit looked like, but Spanish in the position.
Well, Carla Briggs there commits a foul on Conrad Martinez. Now, he stepped up and made the 2 free throws in the previous play that gave Australia the 3-point lead. So, again, with 18.6 seconds left, he's just got to step up and do the same now. Hours of practice. This is what you do to get to your national team, to represent Spain here at the FIBA 2022 Under-17 Basketball World Cup. Big moment now here for Conrad Martinez.
Yeah, if he's going to make both, obviously it's 2-possession game still, and only 18 seconds left in this game. But he only he misses first, so.
Well, he misses the first free throw. And even if it becomes a 4-point game, there's still a slight opportunity there for Australia if they come down and hit a 3-pointer. Missed them both now. Australia, another chance here. 14 seconds, they got to get a 3-pointer. Well, Dent takes it, doesn't get it. And again, Conrad Martinez is fouled one more time. And a timeout has been called. Well, Dent went for the 3-pointer.
You know what? When you look at the roster of Australian players on the court, I expected them to take the responsibility, because as a point guard, you've always been taught you have to take the responsibility for the team, especially by the end of the game. And Dan has been incredible in this game. 16 points so far, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. So he was open. He took it.
Well, another missed free throw. And again, it's almost like the great Nick Anderson for the Orlando Magic against the Houston Rockets, missing all those free throws, and Kenny Anderson making that 3-pointer, taking to overtime. All he's got to do, step up, make the free throw. Makes this free throw, Buenas noches. Misses it, Australia, 4.4 seconds. Makes it!
Quick shot, and possibly again, try to commit a foul and send the Spanish back to free throws, hoping they're gonna miss. You know, there's 2 scenarios which could happen. So now if Spain is clever, they're not gonna foul. That's one thing they don't want.
Well, they got to go for a three-pointer now with 4.4. But goes in, makes a layup now, 2.5 here. And again, Spain are going to call timeout. They're going to advance the ball, I think, now.
That was pretty decent from Australia now to obviously score those 2 points very, very quickly. And now they're going to be on an offensive.
Pull it down, get fouled. Well, Langarita is going to inbound the ball in. Both Zakarsky and Rapp are going to put a lot of pressure here.
Because Australia is trying to really...
Well, there's a foul. Quick foul they committed. But they have now fouled Gonzalez, who's going to go to the free throw line here for the 2 shots.
Again, Australian team does everything they can, and they do everything right to try to put that game on their side.
Well, Spain have missed 4 free throws tonight, but Hugo Gonzalez has not gone to the free throw line. So a big moment here for this young man. Well, he missed it. Again, 1 possession game here. Let's think about it. If he misses this one and they struggle in the rebounds, 1.8 seconds. I might potentially think he's going to deliberately miss this one, possibly. He does just that. And again, a smart play. And ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this one, Spain win by 2 points against Australia. They will face